Well, you see, it's very simple. This is limp wrist. This is T-Rex arms. Autism is just double gay.
See, there you go. Autism is just double gay. Which, to be honest, seems kind of fair because a lot of neurodivergent people in general kind of tend to be queer. At first, I only thought it applied to like being genderqueer or trans. But I feel like it kind of counts sexuality-wise as well. But maybe that's just because I'm queer and that's why I get more queer people when I'm like on social media, because it's like, oh, you're gay, have the gays. I'm not sure. But I mean, limp wrist is usually kind of like one-sided. Like with one hand, usually like with a prominent hand. T-Rex is kind of with both hands. But it is double gay. Hello baby queers and welcome back to my channel. It is time for neurodivergent TikToks because I love doing these. I really do. And I always have way too many. And I never manage to save the ones I'm watching and enjoying because I forget about it. But anyways, I have a bunch saved that I do really enjoy. So I'm gonna do that. But you know the deal, before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, some tea, or whatever else you like to drink. And then we'll look at some more TikToks. Are you hydrated? Good, let's go.
Right, neurotypicals, do me a flipping favour. I have just discovered that neurotypical habits are things that you do so often, it just happens automatically. What is this sorcery? I do nothing automatically. Every single thing I do, especially self-care, I have to force myself, psych myself up for it, say affirmations for 20 minutes before it can get done. To me, a habit is something that I've had to force myself to do so many times that I remember that I have to force myself. Like having a shower. Do I want to have a shower? No. Does it happen automatically? God no, but I remember that it's probably something I should force myself to do. So neurotypicals, confirm or deny this madness, please? On behalf of a lovely, scared little ADHD girl.
Not neurotypical, so I can't confirm or deny, but I can confirm that it feels very fake. Because I used to try to build habits, and I would like have trackers for it and have like monthly goals. And during that month, I did do the thing. Whatever. Brush my teeth twice a day. Because let's just be honest, I do not. I do not. I used to be forced to because my sister would, and she would kind of like shame me into it, and we'd like brush our teeth together before school. And then in the evening kind of like was forced to as well. And then like I would have a tracker for it. And in that month, I did. And if I didn't do it one day, I'd felt so bad that I would like yell at myself the next days to do it. And it would work. But then as soon as it wasn't a goal anymore, because like after a month or after 2 months, I was like, okay, now we got it. Now it's a habit, right? Because 30 to 60 days, that's what they say. But then you're suddenly not doing it anymore. I've given up on that at least. There are things that I've literally forced myself to do so often that it's kind of doable, but automatically sounds fake, but okay.
Another realization of like, oh, I wasn't a quirky kid, I just had autism, was when it came to walking on sidewalks in the different squares, and your right foot has to go in one, then your left foot has to go in a square. But if your right foot goes in 2 squares, then your left foot has to go in 2 squares or 3, whatever. You just have to even it out. And I remember my mom used to get so frustrated. She would pull me by my ear, right, to like hurry up, but then that would just make me go more crazy. So then I would have to pull my other ear to kind of even out like the level of pain on the ears. But then I also had to keep getting the steps right. Did anyone else do that?
I don't think my mom pulled me by my ear, but as a kid, I still do this. I also, if I try not to step on like drains in the ground, but if I do, if I have to, if I'm like walking with too many people and I can't like walk around it, I have to find another drain to step on it with my other foot. What do you mean as a kid? But yeah, like if someone bumped into me on the street No, actually, I'm pretty sure I still do this. Only I've gotten very good at like snaking around people so they don't bump into me. But if someone bumps into me, I have to like scratch, if they bump into my left shoulder, I have to like scratch that side because it's like feeling tingly and weird. So I have to like scratch it to get rid of that. But then it still feels different, so I have to scratch the other side too. I thought it was normal. I thought other people were just better at ignoring the weird tingling feeling in the arm when someone bumped into them. Turns out most people don't. But what do you mean most people? Like, what do you mean quirky kid? I guess if I were to tell people now, they would still think I'm crazy.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
I don't.
What?
Oh, I don't. I can barely imagine myself 5 days from now. 5 years? I don't exist then. That's not real. No.
This is a required interview question.
I mean, I can tell you what I think you want me to say and tailor the answer to this job instead of being honest and saying I haven't thought about myself existing past next Tuesday, but that is up to you.
Lie to my face. Do it.
Great, well, I imagine that I won't get bored in this job within the next 6 months and I will be happy as ever here 5 years from now.
You're hired. That was a great answer.
Lie to my face. But literally, I feel like I've gotten too good at lying because I literally have to force myself to talk most of the time when I'm talking. In my videos, that's kind of okay, but with other people, it's more difficult. Like when I'm with other people, I usually end up not talking a lot, and I kind of have to force myself to talk. I also thought that was normal. I thought I was just like introverted or shy. Yeah, well, anyways, time is weird, okay? And it's kind of hard to picture yourself in the future because things change all the time, and that's infuriating enough as it is because they never change in the way you want them to, or like they rarely change exactly how you want them to, so you have to like adapt to that, and that's kind of rubbish. But that might just be the autism speaking. But it's kind of hard to picture yourself in the future because how would I know what's gonna happen in a year? You never know. There are too many variables. Like, you're just gonna have to lie to people's faces, especially in like job interviews. But to be fair, to an extent, it is definitely kind of expected, and you can also kind of expect that the employer side will also lie to a certain extent. You know, because obviously they're gonna leave out parts and they're gonna like maybe say things that aren't true. So it's kind of expected. So if it's a job interview, just lie to their faces. It's okay.
How's Sunny? I'm sorry, what? How's Sunny? What about the honey? The honey. I see that it's honey. I don't know what you're saying about the honey. What was the first part before that? That's honey. Is that honey? Yeah. Do I want some honey? No. Can you have some honey? Sure. What are you saying about the honey? What's the first part? That's honey. Why do you keep saying it the same way? I'm clearly not hearing it when you say it like that. Can you please just enunciate the first part? Forget it. I won't toss it. I'll put it in the cupboard and it'll stay there for another 2 years. Can you toss the honey? Yes, please do. That's all I needed. It's yours now. You can toss it.
In other news, it stayed in the cupboard for literally 2 more years or until you moved out. But it's so frustrating when people just say it the exact same way. Or they literally just like repeat the last part, but usually, like especially if you're holding the thing, we can tell you're talking about the honey or whatever. We can hear that. Or we can see it. But listen, just phrase the sentence differently. Even if you say the honey, can I throw it out instead of can I toss the honey? It's gonna make such a difference. Listen, I can't tell you why, But if brain not processing what you're saying, just say it differently, because you don't want to say it all over again. It can't be good for you to just repeat it the same way over. Like, wouldn't you just like automatically say it differently? Because I know I do. Like, when someone asks me like, huh, or what, I say it differently. Maybe that's just because I know how sucky it is when people just repeat it the exact same way. And then if sometimes they just interrupt you and go, oh yeah, no, sure you can do it, because their brain caught up just like later. That's okay too. I'm kind of used to it. I feel like that's just because my brain works like that sometimes. So I understand if people do it, but listen, just phrase it differently, and you know, just don't be like this.
I'm literally just the best. Like, I don't see anyone else being this productive. Might as well call me someone who's productive. I'm gonna go tell someone.
I mean, instead of a week, try a month or more. Like, it'll literally, you logically or like rationally, you know that the thing you're putting off because you can't get yourself to start on it is not gonna take long. We know it's probably gonna take like 5 minutes, but we're still gonna put it off a lot. I've been meaning to take the trash out all week. Maybe already last weekend. I have not yet. Yeah. But still, you feel like so good for just like such a short amount of time afterwards. Usually with taking the trash out, you won't. I'm gonna be honest. That's making it even harder for me to do it, because I know I won't really feel better afterwards, because I'm just gonna feel gross and like need to wash my hands and smell something to get rid of the smell that's stuck in my nose, you know? Yeah. But still.
I'm an autistic adult and I struggle with reciprocating in conversation. So I learned recently that the way a conversation should go is that it's like a game of tennis. And you will be, you know, the ball will be batted to you and you're meant to bat the ball back. On hearing that, I was like, I'm sorry, what? That's not how conversation works, and that's not how I want conversation to work. I don't want the ball to be batted to me in the first place. I want to take the ball when I'm good and ready to take it, which is why when the ball is batted towards me, again, we're talking about conversation here, so the conversation topic is batted towards me, I will then hold that until the other person is ready to come and get it. So like, okay, sure, you've asked me this thing. I will give you some responses. Yeah, I will tell you these things. I will share a story. I'm waiting for you to come and get the ball. No? It's still not coming to get it? Okay, well, I'll share some other things to see if you'll take it then. Now are you going to take it? Okay, great, you've taken it. Whereas having a conversation with my beloved neurodivergent friends, especially an ADHDer, where I will have the ball and I will be, you know, holding my own in this conversation, and then they'll be like, oh, and they will grab the ball from me and like, I've got a thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, yes, go on, you've got my full attention. Oh yeah, great. Oh yeah. And then I'll have a thought and like, oh, okay, I'm ready to take the ball. No, you carry on, you finish. Yeah, I'll wait. And then when they're finished, then I will take the ball from them. At no point are they throwing it towards me, because that's terrifying. I will take it when I'm ready. Sometimes they will try to grab the ball before I have finished, and I'll be like, wait, just let me finish this point. I just need to finish these things. I need to say these things. Okay, I've said these things. Okay, here you go. Now you can take the ball. And sometimes we're really wrestling over the, oh, yeah, I've got a thing. Oh, yeah, but you've got a thing. Oh, yeah, but I've got a thing. And that's what I prefer. I don't want to play the game of tennis. I don't want the ball to be batted towards me. I want to take it when I'm ready to take it. So these neurotypical people who think, oh, well, Pippa didn't ask us any questions about our lives. Well, no, I'm not going to ask you. I'm just going to wait for you to share it. Because if you don't want to share it, well, I don't want to ask. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. I would love for you to just decide to share it, because I am interested. I do want to hear. I just don't ask you about it. Is this new information to anyone else? Or did you all already know this?
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. And also, I do very much hate it being better towards me. Because like I said, I don't usually talk that much with other people. And then with some groups of people, they will kind of like gently throw it in your direction. But if they realize you're not like really ready to take it, that just like take it back. Like they're not throwing it at you. They're kind of like reaching it over to you. But then you're just like, yeah, you're not answering. Okay, I'm just going to take it back. That's okay. Don't just throw it at my face. Because worst thing ever, you're just like with a group of people and they're just like asking really weird questions. And they're like, oh yeah, what about you? What are you going to do this weekend? And you're just like, bro, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk right now. I don't want to talk. I'm not doing anything this weekend. I don't feel like talking. Don't throw the ball at my face. Just don't. And that awkward feeling, because then everyone's just like looking at you. They're not looking at you like this, but it feels like they're looking at you like this. Don't do it. Don't bat balls at my face. I've never played tennis in my life, and I'm not going to start now. So please don't. Actually, playing an actual game of tennis might be fun, but conversation tennis, no. Just no. Just no.
Hey, can you organize this for me?
Yeah, sure. How do you want me to organize all this?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I just need it all done.
Okay. Here you go. I'm all done, and it's all organized.
What is this? Why did you organize it by size? This is not what I wanted.
Well, why did you say that then? You said it didn't matter. I'm sorry. Hey, can you do me a favor and go turn over the laundry for me?
Yeah, sure.
All done. I turned over the laundry for you. That was really fast. Did you fold the clothes that you took out of the dryer?
No.
Well, why not? Because you told me to turn over the laundry, meaning taking the clothes out of the dryer and then putting the clothes from the washer into the dryer. Okay, yeah, but it's implied that you're supposed to then fold those clothes that you took out of the dryer. What, are you just gonna leave them in the bin? Well, if you said fold the clothes, I would have folded the clothes.
Hey, can you tidy up the living room for me at some point today?
Yeah, sure. Morgan, I come home and you haven't tidied up the living room like I asked? Well, you said at some point today. It's still today. It's only like 4 o'clock. Yeah, but I expected it to be done when I got home. I'm sorry, I didn't know there was like a time limit on it. I thought some point today just meant like any point today. But I can go do it right now.
People not being specific. I love it. We all love it. Just I feel like so many people saying like autistics struggle with conversations or with communication are the ones that are actually struggling with communication, because if you have certain expectations, like, hey, I want the living room to be clean by the time I get home, then maybe ask like, hey, I'm gonna be home at like 4. Could you please tidy the living room until then? Unless they get super distracted, they're gonna do it until that time, because they're like, yeah, sure, we both live here, of course I'm gonna like help keep this place clean, you know. And if you want the living room tidy because it's been stressing you out, sure, I'm at home all day, I can do it. But if you're not specific, you should just say, today, the day does not end at 4 o'clock when you get home. Same with like turning the laundry over. If you say, hey, can you like turn the laundry over and then fold the clothes that you took out and put them away? Listen, it'll take you like 3 seconds longer to say that instead of, hey, can you turn the laundry over? And there won't be annoying aftermath, because no one knows what you fucking mean if you don't say it. How the hell are we supposed to know what you're implying? Are we just supposed to guess? No, come on. Be better at communicating.
I'm done with ADHD. I quit. I'm tired. What is this shit? I made myself some food, okay? And I eat the food. And 2 hours later, we are 2 hours later, I touch something in my pocket and I'm like, hey, I found two balls in my pocket. No, but it looked like a toy. And I was like, oh, so I put my hand in my pocket. Tomatoes. Why the fuck are tomatoes in my pocket? Why do I have tomatoes in my pocket? Can someone explain to me what the frick my brain is doing?
I kind of feel like you needed a hand and you were worried these little tiny tomatoes were gonna like roll around, so you put them in your pocket while you went to like grab a knife or something. And then you were like cutting other things that were on the thing or you like wanted to get tomatoes out of the fridge and you were like only holding some of them and put the rest in your pocket because you didn't have enough hands or something. Listen, I feel like we've all been there. Maybe not this exact scenario, and I'm really sorry because it looked like one of them burst open in your pocket and now you have tomatoes, like actual tomato juice in your pocket. I'm sorry about that, but unfortunately you can't just quit your ADHD subscription. That's not how this works, man. But it's funny because I could literally picture this happen to me, and then I like sit down and it's gonna like squeeze the tomato in my pocket, and then I suddenly feel my leg becoming wet. I was like, wait a second, what the fuck? I'm sorry, man, and I feel you.
Do you have any stimming behavior? No, I don't think so. Morgan, can you stop that? Oh, sorry. Do you have any gum or anything? I can't stop chewing the inside of my cheek. What are you doing? Are you rolling your eyes at me? What? Oh, no. My eyes just do that when I get really stressed out. I don't know. It calms me down for some reason. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Stimming is more than just flapping your hands. Like, a lot of things are gonna be regulating your body. Like playing with your hair, or like cracking your fingers, or kind of rubbing them together, or so many things. And then once you start paying attention to it, you notice how much you actually do it. Because when I used to have long hair, I did it all the time. Like, I would just like twist it around. I can't do it now, but like twist it around my finger. Now I just constantly do this, which is probably why my hair looks like a mess. You're just gonna have to deal with it. And things like that. Or just like kind of excessively scratching yourself because it kind of feels good. Yeah. There are too many. Like, I can't even tell you what my most common stim is, really, because I just do them so much without even like realizing it.
Oh man, there's no more bananas. That's all right. You know what? I'll just put it on my grocery list and I'll pick some up at the store later. There we go. Okay. Come. There's no more bananas. I'll add it to my oh shit. Okay, bananas, 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 bananas. Why am I looking for bananas? Oh, hello? Hey, Jake, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? I'm dead serious, man. 3 forks in a matter of like 4 minutes. It was ridiculous. Sorry, quick question. Do we have any more bananas? Bananas.
Listen, I hate phone calls, so I would probably, like, I don't have a lot of people who actually call me to chat, so, but yeah. I mean, it's kind of convenient to put your phone in your pocket. So I usually just do that. But when I put it down, especially because my phone is always on silent, yeah, you gotta say shopping list bananas, shopping list bananas, shopping list bananas, shopping list bananas. Then it might work. But then it's very long. Also, if you actually have like an Alexa or something, you can just like scream through the house to add it to the shopping list, which might make your life easier. Chances are, if you're like not in the same room, she might not understand exactly what you're saying, and you're gonna find some weird things on your shopping list and might not know for a second what you meant. But you can try, you know, because otherwise this is gonna happen. You're like, wait, why am I looking for bananas? Like, if I was looking for bananas, I'd look in the kitchen, right? Why am I looking for bananas in the living room? Well, I'm glad my house or like my apartment isn't that big, because I would have to walk around less and maybe not have completely forgotten by the time I would actually find my phone. But then I'd be so focused on actually finding my phone that I would probably have forgotten the bananas. Oh well.
I think I am so much more disabled than I thought I was. I saw this tweet today about what habits are to people who don't have executive functioning problems. Apparently, a habit to people that don't have executive functioning problems, like neurotypical people can have executive functioning problems, but only when they're like stressed and frustrated and all this. So for time's sake, let's just say neurotypicals. Automatically, like, you don't have to think about it. You're telling me that people do things without thinking about it. Is that what you guys have meant by habits this whole time? Because what I meant by habit was I have a procedure and I do it the same time. But these definitions say things like almost involuntarily, doing it, and it does not need to engage in self-analysis when undertaking the routine tasks. If that's what a habit is, that like eventually you do it so many times that you don't have to expend the same amount of energy like thinking about it, deciding to do it, and making yourself do it. I've never had a habit in my entire life. Every time I brush my teeth, I have to make a conscious decision to do it and actively engage in a process of making myself do it. Every time I put on clothes, that's what it's like to put on clothes. Even if I do the same thing every single day, it still takes the same amount of energy to make myself do it. And I can find little hacks here and there, like, oh, don't take your shoes off, or don't sit down before you do the next thing. I don't put my keys in a certain place. I don't hang my bag in a certain place unless I am actively, consciously thinking about putting it in the same place I put it yesterday. If there's not an external motivator, I'm just constantly trying to remember my various like procedures for doing things and engaging in like the control system of like making myself do them. And I mean, I guess I have like little micro habits. Like if someone says, "How are you?" I say fine without thinking about it. But like my brain genuinely cannot form habits.
Just thought I'd call us all out. Because little micro habits, but literally every time someone asks, "Hey, how are you?" I say, "Fine, what about you?" But immediately in my head, I'm also like, what the fuck? Can we please not? Like, we both know it's a lie. We both know it's a lie. We both know you're gonna lie. Like, why are we even doing this? Every time. Without a fail. Does that count as a habit? I'm really not sure. But that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Like little things you say because you know it might be the only way to get out of a conversation. Same with like people asking you, "So how you doing?" If it's like at work, I'll probably be like, "Oh well, it's like already like Tuesday," or it's only Tuesday, or it's already Thursday, so you know. But does that really count as a habit? I'm not sure. Because I still have to make myself say it. I don't know. Either way, I still feel like it's a scam. Like, do you actually do things automatically? Like, I I actually enjoy going to the gym because I know it'll help. But every time I'm at the gym, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the full training plan today. We're gonna do every exercise, the amount it says here. But usually my energy runs out quite quickly and I don't end up doing the whole thing. Every time, because I have to like make myself do each exercise still. Even if I'm there, just like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, we're just gonna start with this and then we're gonna do this. I have to make myself do it. Even if I have the same training plan for 2 or 3 months, I have to still make myself do it. Is that not normal? I don't automatically go to the gym either. Like, I don't have set days that I go because don't even ask. I cannot manage. It feels like such a scam. And it's so weird because once you talk to other people, you realize that most people don't struggle the way you do. But then you realize that a lot of other people do too. And I still don't know how to feel about it because it feels like such a scam that some people just like get up and go for a run automatically or go to the gym automatically or brush their teeth and whatever. How do you not have to think about things like these? It feels like a scam. Also kind of used to it. Like, you do get used to it because you have to do it. Like, you constantly have to make yourself do things. So you're kind of used to having to make yourself do things constantly without, actively thinking about them and forcing yourself to engage with them. You get used to it. Yeah. I think that's one of the things I maybe prefer if I wouldn't need to, constantly force myself to do things. Like, if things would actually just happen automatically. Unfortunately, they do not. But I guess we just have to deal with it. Oh well. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna leave you here. I feel called out and kind of frustrated at neurotypical people right now, so I'm glad I don't have to deal with them for the rest of the day. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're hydrated, and I will see you in a few days with my next video.